Hello, my awesome Arthur and my wonderful peeps. How are you all today? It's starting to warm up, but it's still cool out. Maybe tomorrow. Today I have the white-footed mouse to read to you. I had the greatest dad that any kid ever had. When I was little, he took me for walks in the fields and in the woods, and he showed me how to find nests of meadowlarks and killdeers and bobolinks. On sunny days, we played catch together for hours. He taught me to swim and to fish and paddle canoe. We built bluebird houses together and put them up on poles around our meadow. He even taught me to shoot my little .22 rifle. Someday soon, he said, I'd be going with him to hunting camp, and I needed to know how to use it properly. I couldn't wait. Dad was a really good hunter. He used to say, don't ever point your gun at anything you don't intend to shoot, and don't ever kill anything, fish, bird, or animal, if you don't intend to eat it. No reason to waste a life. When I was 8, I was finally old enough to go. The first Friday in deer season, I ran home after school and changed into warm clothes. Mom packed some groceries in my dad's pack basket. Dad came home from work about 5 o'clock. We put everything into his old Jeep and headed up Hopkins Mountain toward our camp. It was way after dark. After a while, we couldn't go any further, so we left the Jeep and hiked up the trail with a flashlight. My pack was heavy. Dad took some of my pack into his pack basket. It was really cold. The snow crunched around our feet, and it seemed like a long time before we saw the camp through the trees. It was almost hidden in some hemlocks beside a little brook. It was dark and spooky. We went in. Inside it was even colder than out in the woods. We could see our breath. Dad lit a lamp and stuffed some birch bark into the stove. In about a minute, he had a little fire going. He fed it some small pieces of wood and pulled down a blanket from the rafters for me. We sat in front of the stove warming our hands and eating cheese and crackers. All of a sudden, Dad said, look up to your right. Do you guys see anything? A little mouse. I looked. A little white-footed mouse was walking along the top of the wall in the angle just below the roof. He walked until he came to the spot right above where the stovepipe went through the wall. Dad had insulated the pipe with a piece of clay tile packed with concrete. It was always warm when the stove was going, but it never got hot. The little mouse slowly put a foot down onto the pipe to test it. Then he climbed onto it and lay down, with his long tail curled over his nose. He was watching us, but didn't seem to be afraid. After a few minutes, I got up very carefully and set a tiny piece of cheese on the clay pipe right in front of his nose. He sniffed at it, took it in his tiny front paws, and began nibbling at it. "Don't feed him," said Dad. "I don't want mice in the camp. I'll set a trap for him tomorrow." The next day we hunted all day. We didn't see any deer, but sitting very still, we had a flock of chickadees all around us for a few minutes, and we saw a weasel half turned to white for the winter peeking from a big hollow log. In the afternoon, we spotted a porcupine up a tree chewing on the bark. "Can I shoot him, Dad?" I asked. "Yep," he said, "if you're sure you want to eat him." I didn't think I wanted to do that, so we left the porky alone and walked along. That evening in camp, the mouse came back to the warm pipe. I got up to give him some more cheese, but Dad said, "Wait, let me get the mousetrap. You can put the cheese on that." "But Dad, he's not bothering anybody. He just wants to get warm like us." "Doesn't matter. Mice in the camp, they've got to go." "Well, okay," I said. Are we going to have him for breakfast or for lunch?" Do you see what the little boy's doing? We closed up camp and headed home Sunday afternoon. The mouse was back on the warm clay pipe watching us. I know that mice probably can't wink, but I'm pretty sure that one winked at me. The end. Have a good day. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.